Greetings people, it's your midsole man Eddbud here. Today I've got a viewer requested video for you, my top 5 daily trainers available right now in 2025. I'm keeping this list to current available models only, and I'm looking at shoes that fit kind of various different runner types as well. The lighter framed folk, the heavier built mile mashers, and perhaps those after something with a little bit of stability as well. Let's get into it. Thanks for joining me on the channel, it is always appreciated. Do hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like too. Drop us a comment as well to help with that YouTube algorithm. Danke schön. Okay, at number 5, it's the Novablast 5 from Asics. Got a slightly above average stack height in this one, at least in my size anyway. When I reviewed these initially, it got around about 44mm of stack. I think the sample size is probably closer to about 41mm. Lots of soft cushion here in the Novablast midsole. It's Flight Foam Blast Max. That is a little bit softer than the Flight Foam Blast Plus that we've seen previously. It just harks back a little bit to the very first version of the Novablast for me. Very forgiving midsole. It might even be a little bit too soft for some of you out there. My pair of shoes weighing in about 303 grams, which ain't a lot really. That's certainly in daily driver territory, spot on. It's a tiny bit heavier than the last version, though with more foam underfoot. It's kind of in that throw it on foot category, and you can use it for practically anything now. Even kinda works for recovery sessions, but for those daily paced miles it is ideal. I think it can handle some longer sessions now due to that slightly thicker midsole, and it's light enough to do a little bit of speed work too. I would suggest though, if you're not a neutral runner, there may be better options out there. It is very soft back here. You might want to look for something with some stability elements added. The outsole rubber is quite soft actually. It's a little bit slicker than before, though I did find this new version of the Novablast 5 was a little bit better in terms of wet weather. The upper very easy to get a good lockdown, and it's certainly one of the best daily options out there. 135 big ones, and you can grab it in stores as well. It's not like one of these shoes that you have to only get online. A great do-it-all, very versatile shoe, the Novablast 5. A lot of people give this one a bad rep, but I think the Pegasus 41 is a really great daily option. It's one of those shoes that people overlook a little bit, but I think it's great just purely from its availability really as a everyday running tool. The React X foam that they've used in this version of the Pegasus does seem to vary somewhat in terms of the formula. There have been some slightly sort of denser versions, I suppose. This one's actually quite bouncy and springy. And it's one of those shoes that the more you use it, the better and better that midsole gets. Good balance between like soft cushion and then the more responsive air zoom units that we've got in the midsole. There's one in the heel and one in the forefoot too, right under the ball of the foot. I think if you're looking for a daily shoe that's got a little bit more stability about it, then actually this is quite a good choice due to that slightly denser material. Nike's staple offering always has good grip as well in terms of that waffle traction pattern. Simple lacing system, and the 41 here is no outlier to all of that. It's a very kind of consistent shoe over the last few versions. I've got about 39mm of stack height here in the heel of my pair at least. There's a 10mm drop, and that's quite evident on foot. Sometimes the drop in certain shoes can almost feel like it's a negative one due to the soft foams, but you can certainly feel it here in the Pegasus 41. It's slightly more up for its shoe. Perhaps a slightly better option if you're a heel striker and you really want to make use of that air zoom unit back here. You can often find these in the UK for around about 80 quid, which I think is a real steal. There's no sign of a yearly update though in 2025, so it could be a good time now to stock up on these if you really enjoy the shoe currently. Perhaps Nike are going to give it a couple of years this time in between updates to try and clear out some of that remaining stock. Either way, a really great option for the daily runners out there if you want like a very resilient midsole with great grip and versatility. Any daily shoe list would be incomplete without a mention of the Adizero Evo SL. Probably one of the most highly recommended shoes in my video today. 129 notes for what you get here. Well, I think it's a bit of a steal. I'd suggest it's pretty much close to a perfect daily shoe in terms of the midsole at least. The slick rubber that we've got here on the outsole, perhaps not the greatest in wet weather, but after breaking in that midsole material, you really do get a nice light and bouncy feel. It's an nimble, and it's an exciting ride, and I can't think of too many other things that are as exciting as this for 129 quid. Perhaps though it's even too light for daily training for some people. Sometimes you want that weight reduction in your race shoes, and you might kind of miss that here because this is close to some race shoes in terms of weight. The Evo SL uses that Light Strike Pro formula from Adidas. I found that I had about 41mm of stack in the heel of my UK 11, though we do have a 7mm drop here, so it's not quite as extreme as the Pegasus. Just retains a nice fast feel, perhaps one that really benefits actually if you're kind of using the whole of the shoe's midsole. Great for some faster pace running, and it really is quite forgiving on the legs. There's quite a wide underfoot feel here in the Evo SL, though I'd suggest it isn't one of the widest running shoes in terms of the upper. It's not that generous. I mean, the upper is functional, it does contain the foot very well. There's just a great deal to like from the Evo SL from a daily perspective. Just make sure you get rid of those laces that come with the shoe. They're not great. Get some break-in miles around the house, around the cul-de-sac. Don't judge the book by the cover on this one. It just gets way better after a few miles. So, Evo SL. Bit of a wild card entry for you here from Puma. A bit of an unsung hero, this one, I think. This is the FOREVERUN Nitro 2. If you're perhaps a heavier built runner and you want some stability built into your shoe, then I think the Puma here is perfect for that. There's an interesting lace loop and eyelet combo here, which creates a really good lockdown over the top of the foot. Now, I wouldn't suggest this is the lightest daily shoe on offer, but if you want really consistent cushion across the whole of the footbed, then the FOREVERUN Nitro 2 is a good bet. Does look like quite a considerable stack here in the Puma, but it's actually quite reasonable, coming up towards sort of that 40mm stack. It makes for a robust and very cushioned ride. We're using Nitro material here across the whole of the midsole, and that Nitro material is very consistent. It's still soft, but I wouldn't suggest in any way it's unstable. There's a ton of rubber underfoot as well. Puma grip, perhaps some of the best out there, especially when it comes to daily running shoes. So somewhere in the middle between a stability type offering, a more neutral shoe, but still with some good cushion, something that isn't entirely unstable and soft, if something like the Novablast 5 just isn't going to work for you. Check this one out, the FOREVERUN Nitro 2 from Puma. And last but by no means least, we have something slightly lighter, a bit more nimble in the Saucony Ride 18. Now, these can be found for around about 105 quid on discount over here in the UK in loads of different colourways. Comes with a nice low weight, easy to dial in lockdown across the top of the foot. The padding around the shoe isn't too excessive either, the upper not too generous, and an appropriate amount of cushion, not maxing it out this time, it's a little bit under that. That ForeverRun Plus stuff is not too soft, it's not too firm, it's just smack bang in the middle. I had about 310 grams for my UK 11 with about 38mm of stack in the heel. 8mm drop, so it makes for a nice sort of versatile ride. No pun intended. Ample cushion on the tongue there, and I measured that ForeverRun Plus stuff to be around Sure A 28, so that's pretty much smack bang average for all the shoes I've ever tested, so there's a little bit more response to this TPU based material. Nimble and nippy, and it turns the pace up very well when required. So a good all-rounder. I think Ian Botham would be pretty proud of this one, and it's in Yeovil colours as well. The upper not too generous, so it will accommodate the slightly narrow-footed runners a little bit better. So that's the last one in my list for today, the Saucony Ride 18. Okay, top 5 complete. Let the runners know down in the comments your favourite daily running shoes. Which have been the ones you just keep going back to, that keep delivering the goods. Let us know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Very quick musical interlude for you. I was lucky enough the other day to go and see Bernard Butler playing in Dorchester, quite near my hometown of Yeovil. Fantastic performance, he was really on form, the voice sounding better and better almost every year. He is playing again in Bristol soon, and I want to go over and check him out. He's actually playing with James Grant and Norman Blake as well. They did put an album out back in March, which is on Bernard's label, I think. And it's great if you like that sort of folky, acoustic kind of style. There's some great production on there too, really spacious kind of sound. It's really quite wonderful. There are some fantastic acoustic guitar sounds captured on this record, crisp yet sort of woody, and there's some real depth to the production. I think you should go and check it out. It's one of those that a lot of people probably have missed out. Butler, Blake and Grant with their album called Butler, Blake and Grant. Thanks for tuning in, people. Always appreciated. Do hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like too. That really does help out. Drop us a comment as well to help with that YouTube algorithm. My name's Eddbud and I'll be seeing you